So Parshas Vayeitzei. I know it's late, but better late than never. So in Parshas Vayeitzei, Yaakov leaves his home with Yitzchak. He goes to Padan Aram, and he meets our favorite sleazy Aramean, Lavan, his uncle. Lavan, hearing that Yaakov gets to Aram, to Haran, where Lavan lives, he goes to the well, and there's a big rock on the well, and all the shepherds and the women have to wait for somebody to come along for all to get together to roll the rock off the well. So Yaakov gets to there, and all the women are standing around waiting for somebody to uncover the well, and Yaakov comes up and he takes the boulder off because he spots Rachel, and he falls in love with her immediately because she's beautiful and she's wonderful. And Rachel is, of course, the daughter of Lavan, and so Rachel takes Yaakov home, and Lavan comes out, and in his usual sleazy manner, he says, "Friend, buddy, pal, welcome to my home." And he hugs him and he kisses him and invites him in. And Yaakov, the Medrash and Parshas, well, Yaakov is on foot. He has no great wealth with him. He's fleeing from Esav, and he left all the stuff behind. Medrash says that Yaakov was robbed by Eliphaz, one of Esav's sons, along the way. That's not necessarily relevant, but Yaakov doesn't have the great riches that Yitzchak's servant, Abraham's servant, showed up with a caravan and camels and money and everything. And here's Yaakov all by himself. So the Parshas say that Lavan gave him a hug to feel for his wallet. And say, it's not got obvious money. Maybe he's got it stuck in a money belt somewhere. So Lavan came and hugged him, patted him down, to see if he could feel a money bag. And when he didn't find that, he gave him a big kiss on the cheek. He says maybe he's got stuff stuffed in his mouth. Money, 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 money. And then when Lavan found out that Yaakov wanted to marry Rachel, but he didn't have any money, Lavan said, "I'm not giving my daughter away to this guy. He's got no money." And so he says, "You want Rachel? You're going to have to work for her." And he worked for 7 years. Yaakov worked for Lavan for 7 years. He says, "I worked for 7 years, hand over a woman." And Lavan gives him Leah, who is Rachel's older sister. Leah is said by the Torah to have had weak eyes and not as attractive as Rachel. And Yaakov finds out after the wedding that he has been duped. A question arises, of course, is Rachel and Leah. I mean, how could Yaakov not tell them apart? Well, some say that they were identical sisters, twins, or whatever, and that they were all covered up and veiled and everything. And Yaakov and Rachel gave Leah the identification signs that she had planned with Yaakov so that Leah wouldn't be embarrassed, etc., etc., etc. So Yaakov is ticked off when he finds he got the wrong daughter, and he says to Lavan, "I want Rachel." And Lavan says, "You can have Rachel, but you're going to promise to stay on for another 7 years." So Lavan, who is your friend when you are rich, when you are not rich, he is not your friend. And he made Yaakov work for him for 14 years with 2 wives. And then Yaakov says to him, "I've worked for you for a long time. I want my wives, my kids, my stuff, my paycheck that you owe me, and I want to go." And Lavan says, "Okay, you can have a paycheck." He says, "You could have all the spotted and the striped and the patchy sheep in the herd that are born this year, and I get all the solid colors." So Yaakov does some whoop-de-doo with some sticks, and he puts it in the watering hole, and the sheep see the spotted and the striped and the patchy sticks, and voila! Yaakov's herd of spotted and of solid color sheep suddenly are having spotted and patchy colored offsprings. And Yaakov suddenly is very rich because in those days, cattle was money. These days, and still in plenty of places, cattle is money. Sheep herds are money. And Yaakov gets lots of stuff. And Yaakov sees that Lavan is not about to give him an easy time of getting away. And he doesn't really want him to pay off. And so they sneak out with his children. At that point, there are 11 of them between Yaakov's 2 wives and his 2 concubines. And they go off. Lavan comes chasing after them. And Lavan says, "You took off in the middle of the night with my grandkids, and you didn't even say goodbye. How dare you?" He plays the aggrieved grandfather to a T. And Yaakov says, "Well, you cheated me for the last 14 years. You tried to cheat me and swindle me at every turn. You swindled me with the wives. You swindled me with the work. You tried to." I says, "It's obvious you had no intention of letting us go cleanly. So we left." And then Lavan gets pissed. He says, "Well, you went, but you stole from me. You stole my teraphim," which are little idols, according to statues, household totems from me. And turns out that Rachel had taken them. She stuck them under her saddle, and she sat on the camel. And when Yaakov says, "Search the baggage," he says, "Because I didn't take anything from you." And Rachel is sitting on the teraphim, and she gets through from being searched by using a very interesting excuse. She says, "The way of the women is on her. Don't make me get up, Dad." And he doesn't. And they bury the teraphim under a tree and leave. Now the Mefarshim say that this is the reason why Rachel died in childbirth with Binyamin, because she stole the teraphim from Lavan. Her intention was good. She wanted the idols out of her father's house. She didn't want him to continue to worship idols. So she took them. But she hid them, and she stole them. And Yaakov made a liar out of Yaakov, and Yaakov said that nobody in his household had taken anything from Lavan. Rachel had. And so for this, they said that Rachel was punished because the curse of Yaakov said that on her, and that's why she died in childbirth in Parshas Vayeitzei, when giving birth to Binyamin, Yaakov's youngest son. So this is a little bit on Parshas Vayeitzei. Better late than never. Parshas Vayeitzei, we go back and we make nice with Esav. And then we slaughter a city. And we fight with an angel. Good Shabbos.